Hey everyone, welcome back to Comic Frontline. Jay here with another review. Today I'm reviewing Superior Spider-Man number 32. The plot is by Dan Slott. The script is by Christos, Gage. Pencils are by Giuseppe Camuncoli. And the inks are by Dell. There's also a backup story in this called The Spider-Sanction, which is by Christos and Gage, and art by Kubert. So I'll be talking about both of these in this review. The main story focuses on what happened when Superior Spider-Man disappeared in that when he was trying to shut down the time implosion, when he initiated the implosion to blow up the time machine at Horizon Labs. The time gate, or whatever you want to call that thing that it was, he calls a temporal implosion, and Superior Spider-Man disappeared for a while. That was the story that brought Spider-Man 2099 into the main 616 universe. Now we know from Comic-Con that Dan Slott said time abhors a vacuum. So with 2099 Spider-Man missing from his time period, it sucked Spider-Man into its time, their 2099's time period. So there would still be a Spider-Man. And Doc Ock is Doc Ock in this. I mean, he's full on Superior Spider-Man. He doesn't care. He attacks the cops when they try to arrest him. You know, he's very rude to Miguel's brother. Tells him, yeah, just go on your way. I don't need you. You know, I can do this myself. He robs Stark. He robs their time, wherever he could find from them. And he robs, Alchemax for whatever equipment he could find there. So he really doesn't care about breaking the law or anything. And he builds the time machine. And while he's building this time machine, this time portal, whatever you want to call it, he uses Miguel's AI, who kind of went back to factory default, even though he still has his AI in the present time. The one that's left in his apartment went back to factory default, so it's like a plain setting. And Doc Ock takes this opportunity to rework that AI and has it scaled down and, into the image of his beloved Anna Maria Marconi. So she's kind of helping him with building this time portal. He goes into it, winds up on another Earth, though. He doesn't wind up on this Earth, and he sees, a few times he's seeing the same exact pattern happening. A dead spider. The same marks on them they're dead. And each time it's been Peter Parker Spider-Man has been killed, and he decides, well, I'm not slinging back to my time, so while I'm there, I'm going to investigate more, and then he starts to collect the Spider-Man from the different realms. Now, some of the Spider-Man that we've seen are that were killed, who are like, I guess you would say the Spider-Man from the House of M storyline, because he has that costume on. So I would say that was one of the Spider-Man, even though they don't say exactly who these Spider-Man are. We can just tell by the various storylines. There is the House of M Magneto flag waving there. One is one that would take place, I'm assuming, during the Superhero Registration Act, which we know as Civil War. Like, if that storyline would have continued and everyone would have stayed on that path, this would have been that Spider-Man. He was killed. He was in the Iron Spider costume. And then we get to the Spider-Man that he starts to, really bring towards his fight, which is Spider-Man India. We see a Spider-Man kind of looks like the the Banner Spider-Man, but we can tell from his story that he says later on that it's not really him. So at first that's who I was thinking it was, but it's not him. And, you know, we get a couple other Spider-Man that we find out he introduces Spider-Man India to, including the Spider Monkey and Spider-Man with 6 arms. He's, you know, still in that stage where he still has the arms. Spider-Man Noir, you know, all these different Spider-Man, he's collecting them because he figures that together perhaps they can do something. You know, they can't do it alone, perhaps they can do it together. So that's the story for this one. Then in the backup story, basically tells the Spider-Man that I said was kind of like the Banner Spider-Man. It kind of tells his story. You know, he can't be with MJ and all that. So he like basically goes and he trains to be a more deadly, lethal Spider-Man. And that's who he is. Everyone thinks he's gone. You know, he doesn't have his family, doesn't have Aunt May, he doesn't have MJ. He's just, you know, whatever means necessary guy. And you could tell that his mentor was Wolverine because that's who he got his training from. Wolverine, he has that mentality. So picture like a Spider-Man with the Wolverine's attitude towards life. That's kind of how this Spider-Man is. But Doc Ock recruits him, and that brings us back to it. So this is right on the edge of Spider-Verse. This is, you know, where we're starting to get into Spider-Verse. We're starting to see what's happening, how these spiders are dying, and who's killing them. It's this masked guy in kind of like a suit, because he's got like this vest on, but he's got a regular jacket. He's got high boots on, and he's got a bow tie on. So we don't know who this guy is yet, but I'm really intrigued by this. The story on both parts, I'm giving 4.5 stars, a strong 4.5 stars, because there would have been more I would have liked and less I would have liked at certain points. Like the future talk, I don't know if it was Gage's or Slott's idea to throw that in, but please, whoever is watching this, don't let this future talk influence your mind on Spider-Man 2099. The book is really well done, and Peter David does not overuse the future talk like the future people in this issue does, or in the Superior Spider-Man issues with Spider-Man 2099. So please forget that stuff. Read Spider-Man 2099. You want actual future talk done correctly. But yeah, with that aside, I still give it 4.5 stars. It really hypes you up for you want to see Spider-Man. You want to see the Spider-Verse. You want to see where this is all leading. And as hard as it is to say, because I love Peter Parker, it kind of makes you miss the cockiness of Doc Ock as Spider-Man. So I'm kind of like missing that a little too in this. The art on both cases were pretty solid. I'm gonna give the art on both 4.5 stars. So overall, I'm giving this issue 4.5 stars, and I recommend you picking it up. Remember, this is kicking off the whole Spider-Verse storyline. So you actually have Doc. It's not just, you know, a hint to it. This is actually Doc Ock Spidey, Superior Spider-Man, collecting spiders from different parallel worlds, parallel Earth. He's collecting these people. So this is really Spider-Verse taking off in this book. So pick it up. 4.5 stars. Well, those are my thoughts. Now I want to know what yours are in the comments below. Also, like this video, subscribe to Comic Frontline, check out and subscribe to my channel, The Comic Book Theater. Check out Comic Frontline, the site, for all the latest previews, reviews, news, and interviews. For even more news on all things related to comics, comicrelated.com is your source for all your comic book needs with daily updates. And don't forget to like and follow me and Comic Frontline on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'll include all these links in the description below. Until then, I'll catch you in the next review.